All right, well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Connection Hangout. My name is Paul Taira, and I'm joined by my co-host in Marietta, Georgia, David Asarno. David, are you out there? All right, fantastic. Or a product presentation. If you would like more information on Asea or the technology of Renew 28, please ask the person who invited you here to be on this Hangout and get back with them afterwards. Some of you may also see a button underneath the screen that says more info. So when we're done, you could also click on that button and it will take you to more information specifically on Asea, Renew 28, and the business as well. Okay, so it is with great honor and privilege that I am able to introduce tonight's special guest, Asea founder Verdis Norton. Now, Verdiss has a distinguished career leading multi-billion-dollar companies to even greater heights. He served as Vice President of Strategy for Kraft Foods, as an executive and strategic consultant for multiple Fortune 500 companies. In addition to his experience as a corporate executive, Verdiss has also developed a proprietary strategy and business planning system now used by a number of companies around the world. His solid business development strategies have been incorporated into all of the divisions of Asea. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Asea founder Verdis Norton.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, I met you about a year ago, and I was honored to be a guest of Brent Brooks at his Gold Base Camp, and I got to hear your Asea story firsthand. We had a little small group, and there was about, I don't know, 8 tables, and you picked your chair, and I sat down right next to you. I don't know if you remember it, and we got to speak during dinner, and you told me your Asea story, and it was actually because of that personal experience at that event with you and the team that I actually decided to commit to building the Asea business. Now, I know you experienced the technology way before it was called Asea. So would you be willing to share why you became so passionate about the Redox signaling technology? So, and what your product experience was it, and was it your product experience?
Be glad to do that. When I was exposed to it, I was on the board of directors of a little company that had the technology, and they had to convince me that they had a real technology, so they put me in touch with a lot of people that I was calling, and they were all PhDs. They were all at notable institutions like Harvard, UCLA, University of Washington, and other universities like that. And everyone I talked to raved about the way the product behaved, the way they wanted to use it or performed, and also they said, you can drink this product and get a heck of a benefit out of it. And they were telling me anecdotal stories that were too hard to believe. And as I was on the board, they said, we're going to give you a machine, we'd like you to use it. And I said, use it how? And they said, drink it. So I started drinking it. Now, my mother died after she developed Alzheimer's, and it was a sad thing to see. I was 69, and I thought my thinking was getting a little fuzzy. I was really concerned about it. And so when I went on Asea, it cleared right up. The second thing is I had more energy. I was 69 years old, and I drank this product, and I felt like I was 59 years old, and that's a pretty big deal to me. So I was sold on the technology. The other thing I noticed is I'm asthmatic, and so every once in a while I would get something in my lungs, and first thing you know, I've been in the hospital many times, and I went long period of time with nothing, and I thought, this is not normal. So those are my experiences, and since that time I've seen thousands and thousands of letters, probably thousands, probably 1,000 letters at least, describing things that people have seen that are too hard to believe and impressive. What?
There's another one calling in.
Yeah.
It's letters and it's telephone calls.
Yes. Yeah, it is truly amazing. As we go around too, and a lot of us go around speaking, people coming up to us now as being kind of ambassadors for Asea. It's just amazing. It's amazing, and for people to take time to write it down and send it to you is powerful.
For every letter I have, there's probably 10 more that didn't write. It's kind of interesting to note, too, that Tyler called me tonight, and he said, I met with a gentleman today that owns a business in Utah Valley. And I brought up that, you know, maybe my dad's company would be interested in using your products. And he said, what is it? He says, oh my goodness. He says, I'm taking it myself and it's helping me do all of this. And he said, my wife is on it and she's doing this. He says, Asea is starting to spread everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, all good.
Very good, very good. Now let's shift gears here a little bit.
Our viewers are wondering, what's your current take on the status of Asea? Are we behind? Are we ahead? Where are you planned with our growth schedule?
Well, I've learned one thing in network marketing. If you grow too fast, you fall very fast. I didn't know that initially. But like all companies, we want to sustain growth on a regular basis. And we have done that. You know, the compound annual growth rate for the first 3 or 4 years is 73%. We're going to do something less than that this year. We've slowed the business down a little bit as we put infrastructure in place, but we'll do very well this year, and we will actually exceed plan. What I believe happens in companies like this is something will happen that we can't foresee, and all of a sudden the consumer base discovers that they need to have this product in their life. And when that happens, and that will happen with this product, the right person sometime will go on a TV show or something, and it'll turn this on. That's why I wanted to put the infrastructure in place that we did this last year, because when that happens, you can't catch up. So we made sure that all the infrastructure is in place now to take this company to $1 billion or more. And we could do that in short order. So are we doing all right? We're ahead of our plan. So when we sat down the first of the year, we said, let's at least do this. We're surpassing that. So I think we're about where we should be. Now, a couple of interesting facts. There are 25 to 2,800 network marketing companies, depending on who you talk to, around the globe. 845 of those are tracked by network marketing, MLM tracking, I think it's called. And if you look at, right now we're ranked number 73 for popularity. And this year we'll firmly be in the top 100. So 2,800, we're in the top 100. So 4 going on 5 years now. And we are growing very well every year. I think we're in great shape.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So you mean 73 for popularity, but when you're talking about the top 100, you're talking about like actual performance and revenues?
Yes, yes. We'll be firmly in the top. We're probably in the top 100 right now. Just about. Just about. Within a couple months, we'll be in the top 100.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So let's talk a little bit about this upcoming convention where you're going to be retiring at. Really? Can you really retire? And if
you're not allowed to.
Yeah. If so, what are you going to be doing?
I don't know. I don't think that I can really go away. But you know, we needed to send a signal. I'm 75 years old now, and we thought it was important to send a signal out that you know I can't keep going indefinitely, and I may not have the stamina unless I drink a lot of Asea to continue going the way that I'm doing it right now. So maybe it's a tailing off. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a tailing off. I would think that I would be attending many of the major events, but we needed to send that signal out.
No, we fully agree. I mean, we all love you, and it is amazing for you to keep getting on planes all the way to Europe, back and forth, and getting off the planes, jumping into meetings. And for those of you who have been to meetings, you'll know Verdiss is usually one of the first ones in the room and the last one to leave. And I know that you know we've always been trying to be more respectful and conscious of that. And I know Susan, his assistant there, does such a fantastic job there of making sure that she gets him out at a decent time. But otherwise, Verdiss will. He's got the biggest heart in the world, and he would stay there till the very end. So we all respect your definitely your health and want you to be in the best health as possible.
Well, I think part of the reason is my wife. She said, "When are you going to retire?" She said, "You don't know what the word means."
Right.
We're trying to help her out a little bit too.
I was going to say, maybe she's the one I should be asking that question. Yes. So what are you going to be doing after you retire?
You should. But you know, Paul, I stay and I spend time with the associates because I really do think the world of them. I love them.
Absolutely.
You know, they're giving their heart and soul to build this company, and I appreciate it. And you know, you can't fake it.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't.
Like
no one would ever say that.
Now, speaking about high caliber and high quality and not being able to fake it, my first experience of you personally in Asea's training was at base camp. And you actually taught some unbelievably amazing training. And I came expecting a lot of rah-rah, and I left with some of the best high-level corporate executive training that I've ever experienced. And because, and by the way, I used it afterwards within my own company.
Hey, I love it. That's great.
It's actually amazing. And because of this, Asea has been able to attract some extremely high caliber executives, and many like myself who had not committed to a business in the network marketing industry before. And I'd like to say mainly because people like myself and these executives wanted to work with and learn from you. Can you give a specific example of how having this high caliber of talent has allowed us to get past some major hurdles?
Yes, I can. And Dave, I feel the same way. I haven't ever been in network marketing, didn't want to do that, but this product is so extraordinary, I thought we have to do it. We have to get it out to the world. But we have had a few situations where we've called on people that but they're saying now you're ready. You know, you've kind of proven yourself. And I didn't realize that a lot of the big players wait for 5 years, and if you hit that milestone, then you're real. And that's what I'm starting to see today.
Got it. We kind of lost you a little bit, David. Did you lose a little bit of the video feed for a little bit?
Yes, I did. I thought I didn't know if that was on my side or on Verdis' side.
Yeah, Verdis. I guess you came back, but that one little piece we kind of missed right after you said there was a challenge there in Germany that was overcame with some of the contacts you had. What kind of happened after that?
Well, we had there's a bunch of things. Number one, we had Germany, Norway. We've been able to rectify that because of some contacts we've had, and also because of reputation. We had an issue with Hill Knowlton, who is our PR person around the world. They have offices in 93 different countries, and they wouldn't represent us until they sat down with me, and they said, this is a real company. And they now represent us, and they're very supportive of us and really helping us around the globe. And then the other issue is today, as we now start attracting larger and larger distributors, because a lot of them have waited for the 5-year period to be up. Mm-hmm. A lot of them believe in that old mantra that you can't jump into a company until they're 5 years old. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden we're hitting the 5-year mark, and people are more interested. And as they come in, one of the things that's intriguing to them is that someone's coming in from outside the industry and building a company right, and being audit compliant and doing everything right, putting the policies and practices in place that you need to sustain a company. So I think it really has helped a great deal, and I think it'll help us more as we go forward.
And by the way, I agree. It's that strong foundation and building that base. There's no way you can ever go to that $1 billion mark effectively if you weren't able to build that structure and foundation like you have, and I commend you for that.
That's a very
I think maybe I overdid it at the convention. I kept stressing the infrastructure, but for me, that infrastructure is the enabler to take this company where it needs to go. Mm-hmm. That infrastructure is in place today.
Fantastic. But it's a very good point, Verdis, and there are people out there, especially, if you think about it, if someone's making $50,000, $100,000 or more a month in income, before they even consider going somewhere, they do want to see some performance history. And where we're at right now, the performance that we've demonstrated with product efficacy, of course with Asea being on the market now for 5 years, and even the short history with Renew 28 for just since the beginning of the year, just strong retention, strong usage, consumption, low return rates, all these markers have been evidenced, and then of course the business success and that we're around continuing growth. You're absolutely right. More people are starting to now look at us more seriously, and we can see the maybe seedlings of the company getting to that point where it can go vertical. So let's take a look at 5 years down the road from now. Do you have any visions on what Asea might look like then?
Well, I hope it'll be a $1 billion company. and we'll just have to wait and see. But it'll be a lot bigger than it is now, but it probably will hit $1 billion. A lot of it depends on a couple things like Renew. Renew is just getting started, and now I'm finding out that the people in Hollywood are discovering Renew right now.
Oh, right on.
It's pretty amazing. Oh, it's pretty amazing. If you knew the people that have gone on in Hollywood, you'd be a little surprised right now.
Really?
And we have people stepping up saying, I want to be the spokesman.
Wow.
And it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So it took a while.
Well, that chuckle right there makes me want to. I'm listening.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you. But it is pretty amazing who's using this product now. And apparently they've seen the pictures of people who brought it in. Some way they're finding out that this is doing some remarkable things. And people that I used to admire when I was 25, 30 years old are now on the product.
Well, you know, it makes a lot of sense since you guys, you know, we had Ingrid Seaburn down there in Australia, who is kind of a skincare specialist to the stars, even in Hollywood over here. I was wondering if that at some point would start to get out in that space.
Oh, it's out now. It's out now, and they're just starting to build right now. So, you know, as we continue to market this product and people find out that it really does work and what it does, and then I think it's going to help us with the Asea side of the equation. And I think our future looks very bright. That's what I think.
Fantastic. Well, Verdiss, do you have any final parting thoughts that you would like to leave everyone with?
Just hold on and let's build this as fast as we possibly can. I'm looking forward to the next 5 years, even though I'm going to be retired. I'm going to be out there moving around. I'm going to be trying to egg people on. Let's get there sooner. Let's get there sooner. What do you think? Paul, I'm going to call you every once in a while. I may even give you another sword once we hit $1 billion.
Right.
All right.
We'll get a bottle in everyone's hand.
There you go.
I love it.
Fantastic. All
Hey,
right.
let me leave you with, well, I better not. I was going to tell you a story. I was struggling a little bit when I was on this last trip.
Okay.
And someone said, who was it? It was David Silverman. He said, Verdiss, you don't even know your own product. If you use this product, that problem will go away. And you know, I used it and it went away. And he says, are you nuts? It's your product.
Yeah.
You didn't know that problem would go away. And I really honestly didn't know.
Yeah.
But I do now.
Sometimes we get spoiled and forget about things. But you know what? On that point, we had customs hold up the Asea, shipment while we were there in Costa Rica too. So I know there were a lot of hurting puppies. I brought a few pouches, but kind of had to spread that out through the whole trip. But I know we had some hurting puppies, especially after some of the activities that we did.
But you know, if you have someone like Susan, she put Asea in her bag for myself and for Tyler. We didn't know that she was going to do that. So we could have sold it for a lot of money to you guys.
It became a very hot commodity, it sounds like.
It was.
Yeah, Susan is the best. I will tell you that.
She's great.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much for having me on your chat tonight.
Oh, thank you for being here. We really appreciate your time. Everybody, Verdis Norton, Asea founder.
Hey, thank you all. Appreciate it.
All right, super. Thanks, Verdis. And
thank you.
Thank you, David, so much for being another such a great co-host out there, David Asarno.
My pleasure. And let's give a big thanks to Paul Taira for putting this together every week.
And we also got to thank Brent Brooks out there for moderating our comment thread. Be sure to chime in, say hi. We'd love to hear from you. And again, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We look forward to seeing you on next week's Hangout. Go out, have a fantastic rest of your evening, rest of the week, and I'll see you later. Take care, everybody. Good night.
See you later.